The Desegregation of Baseball by Wilson Lore. How would you feel if the sport you knew and loved did not allow you to play it because of your race, your sex, your ethnicity, and countless other factors? For Major League Baseball and African Americans, that was the problem they were facing back in the early 1900s. This problem was only solved by the help of a few impactful players, a few impactful managers, and a few impactful leagues. The first of these impactful players being Jackie Robinson. The impact of Jackie Robinson. On October 25th, 1945, Robinson signed a contract to play for the Brooklyn Dodgers. When he signed with the Brooklyn Dodgers, he was first moved to the Negro Leagues to play for the Kansas City Monarchs in 1945 through 1947. He flourished there and then proceeded to play with the Brooklyn Dodgers from 1947 until he retired. By playing with the Brooklyn Dodgers, Jackie Robinson was faced with the hardship of racist fans, racist managers, and discrimination in every single game. When Jackie Robinson started playing in the major leagues, he paved the way for integration across multiple sports leagues. By Jackie playing in the major leagues, he was able to access African Americans to the major leagues after him. Jackie won the NL All-Star and won the batting title award for hitting .342 in 1949. Jackie Robinson flourished in the MLB, and this only showed managers that African Americans could compete with white people in the major leagues. The number 42 was also retired in an MLB because of Jackie Robinson's impact. The next of these impactful people to break the discrimination in baseball is manager Branch Rickey. Branch Rickey was captured by the idea of integrating baseball in the early 1920s. He was captured from this because of the policy of bearing African Americans from grandstand seating in St. Louis when he worked for the Cardinals. This means that African Americans were not allowed to sit with other white people in the good seats in the stadium. Branch Rickey is notable in breaking down the color barrier in Major League Baseball because he signed Jackie Robinson and asked him to be the face of desegregating baseball in the major leagues. Without Branch Rickey, Jackie would not have made it to the MLB. Branch Rickey was a very open-minded man and helped desegregate the sport of baseball. The impact of the Negro Leagues. The Negro Leagues helped showcase the talent of many African baseball players that were not welcomed by the MLB. Back in the early 1900s, if you were an African American baseball player who was very, very good, you could not have gone to the MLB because of the race barrier. That means that most of the great African American players in the early 1900s had to play in the Negro Leagues. The Negro Leagues helped bring in millions of dollars of revenue and helped give countless jobs to not only team managers, coaches, and team owners, but to other things. The impact of the Negro Leagues making all of this money and being notable helped show that the managers needed more African American players on their baseball team and helped African Americans flourish in the major leagues. Diversity in baseball today. Because of Jackie Robinson, Branch Rickey, and the impact of the Negro Leagues, baseball has seen some of its most notable stars in the last 20 to 30 years be players from different countries and different parts of the world. Some of these famous baseball players in the major leagues today from different countries are Fernando Tatis Jr., who plays for the San Diego Padres from the Dominican Republic, Tim Anderson for the Chicago White Sox, an African American player, and one of the biggest superstars on the stage today, Shohei Ohtani, a pitcher and outfielder for the Los Angeles Angels from Japan. Without the impact of Jackie Robinson, Branch Rickey, and other notable Negro Leagues players, we would not be able to see the players we know and love today in Major League Baseball. And some of us would not even be able to play baseball today. Thank you for listening.